guys think of that? That was a song that I made for my jingle for this podcast. I don't even know if it's fitting for what we're doing here, but I don't know. I made it, so enjoy it. You have to. Hey everybody, welcome. This is the official episode 1 of Behind the Mic with Micah Popp. This is my podcast where I talk about voice acting and what I'm doing with my life and adjusting my chair on live stream. Crap! I forgot to fill up my water. Oh well, we'll do this without water. We'll get water afterwards. Like usual, I have some music playing in my headphones so I can time myself appropriately. I don't know how long we're gonna go today. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go and see how well it goes. How long it goes. So hey everybody. Okay, so day 2 of my adventures in voice acting land. For those who didn't listen to the last episode, or episode 0 technically, my goal for this entire, and you have to forgive me, I'm fidgeting with my volume to get the music turned down a little lower. My goal is to get this entire week of vacation, 8 hours a day, working on voice acting or something pertaining to that. My goal is to get an agent by the end of this, and so I've been working on a reel, I've been working on some other projects, been doing a lot of fun things. And as you just heard, I made a song. So songwriting is another part of it that I have to do. I don't have to write songs for the voice things I'm making, but it's, I don't want to say it's easier than trying to find music, but in some ways it kind of is, because I don't have to worry about copyright and all the stuff, and I just discovered Apple Loops, and so I'm really enjoying just all the loops that they make. So yeah, yesterday was my first day, like I've been saying, and I did 8 hours from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Hour lunch break, 2 p.m. to 6. And let me tell you, that was a doozy. That was a lot of work. I remember I came out of my room after it was all said and done, and I was just like, I'm done. We're done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm finished. I was so tired. Oh, it was exhausting. It really was. And, it made me kind of rethink, is like, do I want to do this with my time? And I woke up this morning, I was like, yes, 100%. I want to do this with my time. So we're back at it again today. I spent a little bit of this morning kind of working on some, music again. Going back to that topic, one of my reel projects I'm working on is a commercial reel, and it's a Pandora kind of playoff. I call it Play Now Plus, and it's kind of like playing off that without copywriting Pandora. I don't know if you can get in trouble for copyright in a voice reel, in a demo reel. I don't know how that'll work. So I'm just kind of making everything from scratch. So I've been spending the morning kind of making music and riffs with no T for that. Because it's kind of like, oh, you like rock? You like pop? This is what we got kind of thing. It's like showing a couple different showcases. So that's fun. It's really expanding my skill set, I think. And like I said, with Apple Loops, it's so much easier. I can't believe I've ever tried to make music without Apple Loops. I guess I always kind of thought it was cheating, which I guess technically it kind of is because you didn't write it. And I'm one of those people like, if I didn't make it, it's not mine kind of thing. So yeah, I just thought, for that, it's easier to make instead of find for that case, because I don't know, the problem with trying to find royalty-free music is that it's so limited scope, the stuff you can find for free. Not that I'm a cheapo, but at this point in time, I'm trying to find everything I can for free because I'm saving up money for voice acting. I don't want to spend all the money I'm trying to save. I don't know. It's one of those things. I feel like that you do have to, at some point, have to spend money to make money, but at this point, I'm not there yet. But yeah, no, it's been coming out good. It's been all good so far. I'm excited to see where it's going, and I started working on the Marion thing that we were talking about yesterday. And, I've got a lot of fun things planned. Goodness. I ran out of things to talk about, I guess. Well, my day so far, I woke up this morning and I was very groggy. I had to pull myself out of bed and get myself started. Which, I think is important because, like I said, I'm treating this like a job. So if I'm not gonna enter this seriously, and if I'm just gonna willy-nilly wake up, haw around, I'll get back in there eventually, it's not gonna work. I actually I read a Bible verse today. Let me pull up my phone so I can read that. It was in Proverbs, and I think it's very appropriate for this whole setting that I'm going through. Where is it? It's Proverbs 14:23. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. So, I was reading my Bible this morning, and I thought that was, like, really appropriately timed to read that. Because, it's so important to just do hard work with whatever you're doing. But I figured just, like, if I want to make a profit, if I want to make this into my career, I need to put in some equity hours. I really need to hit the road. Hit the hay is going to sleep. Hit the road, go forward, and do what I can. And like I said, and this podcast is one of those things. I'm just doing what I know how to do. I don't even know how to do this. I'm just playing. But, it's just that hard work, that sweat equity. And, I thought that was really nice. So that's the Bible verse for the day. Proverbs 14:23. So maybe I'll have a verse of the day every day. That'd be nice to kind of go forward with that. And, yeah. So, welcome to the show. What else can we talk about? We can talk about other things I'm doing that aren't voice acting related. I guess we can also just use this as a audio expository. I have been working on some art. I am really trying to draw faces. A lot of times, I got a tablet recently, and I've been drawing with my Apple Pencil, and I've really just been trying to hammer out some new art. And I got that back in October, and I really, for years, I have drawn monsters. And I love monsters. Monsters, and not kind of like the kitty monsters, like more like scary, dark monsters, kind of like almost like a Silent Hill thing. But I really have, the reason I have done that always is because I've been terrified of drawing people. Because the last time I've drawn people, it has not looked good. And so I feel like in this period of really stretching myself creatively, I have wanted to draw people. I want to draw faces. It's not just people, it's faces. Faces specifically. Like, I can draw a male figure, like muscle, structure, everything, like perfectly. But when I draw his face, I just like... That is the most accurate sound effect to describe it, because it looks like poop. I can't... Oh, okay. I don't want to say I can't do it, but I have not historically been able to do that. So I've really been stretching myself with that, and I've just been forcing myself to make drawings and keep going with it. Because it's been a challenge. And so I was drawing the other day, after watching my anime, because I'm a weeaboo. After watching, what was it? Madoka Magic, and No Game No Life. I was watching those, and I really liked the shape design, the face designs that they had, the shapes, and so I kind of started to mimic that a little bit. And I thought it looked pretty good. I'm still working on it. It's not ready to show. Not that I don't know how I'd show you guys on an audio podcast. But I'm sure there's somewhere I could post it. Yeah, no, so, we're just doing everything artistically we can. And so, doing art, doing, voice acting. And so, yeah. Goodness gracious, I really didn't plan this out. I think what I need to do is I need to have a list of topics to talk about for the day and hit each one of those points. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here rambling, trying to think of what to talk about. And is that fun to listen to? I hope it is. I mean, you're still listening if you're still here, unless you logged off. But then again, you wouldn't get to this portion of the audio tape. But yeah, no, so, actually, okay, there's one thing I can talk about. Actually, I am in a homemade, room. I don't know if you can hear the rustling or not. I had my back room in my house. I live alone, so I can do anything I want with my house. My back room was my bedroom originally last year. And when I first got the drive to voice act, I took everything out of my room. I put it in the living room. I have my bed in the living room, my computer in the living room, my dresser. Everything's in the living room now. Like, the living room is the living room. I live in the living room now. And I did that because I wanted to turn this into my art space. My back room, my bedroom is now my studio. And what I did is I took some, what are they called? Moving clothes racks. Some moving clothes racks. I bought 3 of them off Amazon. Got a pretty good deal on them. And I hung them up and I put moving blankets everywhere. I draped, I think I bought like 8 moving blankets. I didn't use one. Or did I? I can't remember. So moving blankets, and then I had this big duvet I put in, and just literally, I'm just like in this fabric womb. It's just like everywhere. And it was also really dark, and so I just recently also installed some LED tape that I can turn on and off now, so I have lights. So it's really, I'm really actually happy with how it works. I mean, from what you guys are hearing, I'm sure, at least I hope that what you're thinking you're hearing sounds good. If that sentence, you know what I'm trying to say with that sentence. But you should have heard the room before I put all the fabric up, because it sounded so echoey. Like, I don't know if you can hear this or not. Oh goodness, my room looks dark. I'm sitting in my LED room, my little chamber the whole time, and I look out through my chamber, and my room looks a lot darker than it is in here. But yeah, no, anyways, what I was going to say is just the room itself is super echoey before I put all this stuff up, and I was like, how am I going to do this? But I'm really impressed with how this worked out. So, if you at home are looking to get into voice acting, the first thing you're going to need, and I guess we're talking about this now, the first thing you're going to need is a microphone. But what I was going to say, the original reason for bringing this up, is that you can do this so cheaply. If you at home want to get into voice acting, you can set up your own little voice anechoic chamber so cheaply. Like, you look online and it's like $1,000, $500, in-home setup, blah, 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 all this stuff. It's like, no, you don't need that. Like, honestly, out the door, this probably cost me $50, $75. And the most expensive part of that was the rolling clothes racks. If you already have that, if you makeshift those, you can make it even cheaper. Like, seriously, like, it was like $35 for the racks, and then maybe another $20 for the moving blankets. And it's just, I mean, I got those on sale on Harbor Freight. So plug your local Harbor Freight. So I mean, it's easy. And if I highly encourage anybody who's interested in voice acting to just get started, honestly. And like I said, the biggest thing obviously is getting a mic, but the second biggest thing is having a nice spot to record. I've had this mic. This is an AT2020 USB. I got this back in 2013. The current date now is 2020, so it's 7 years old. And when I first got it, I mean, I've used it with my computer for years, but it's never sounded good to me, because I've always had it in my room or by my computer, and it reverberates off the walls everywhere. So I never really used it. And then I started doing some research into voice acting. It's like, the way a mic sounds good, first off, is you do have to have a good program. I'll get into that in a second. Good program. But just the environment you're in is so important. And sometimes people use closets. Sometimes people put different things that they have their own special chamber for it. This is the solution I went. Actually, I will plug my friend Avery. She's the one who gave me the idea for this. Like, I was looking online and I found this portable voice box thingy. It was $1,000, and I had $1,000 in my savings. I was like, hey, I'm gonna drop this on this. This is important. This is for my career. I'm gonna do this. And she said, hey, don't do that. You can save way more money by making it yourself. And I kind of realized, it's like, yo, wait a minute. It's a good idea. It's a real good idea. And sorry, my mind just blanking. It's the music. It's a combination of the music and trying to think of things to say. Sorry. No, she was saying, it's like, listen, you can make this so much cheaper than $1,000. So don't buy that. Just make it. And again, that's when I started looking into it, and I was like, wow, I can. So yeah. So like I said, if you want to get into it, I highly encourage you to do it. Even if you don't have this, just start. I use Audacity currently. It's really a powerful program for being free. And I am very impressed with what it's able to do. Just straight through the computer. No fancy setup. Just plug in the mic through the USB port, and then I just go. So I think I've rambled up a bit. I need some water. I'm messing up my words so bad. I need some water. I think that'll do it for this episode. Like I said, I did not have things planned. I should have planned. But I guess that's episode 1 for you, or I guess technically episode 2. We're gonna call it episode 1 because episode 0 was yesterday. So thanks you for listening. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. I don't know who is listening yet. I don't know who is interested so far, but surely I'll have more content to talk about. You guys have a God bless day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.